Hello, guys. Welcome to the Kimchi Burger podcast. I have a great guest today, Cole Dusk, Dusk, very top rated Smash Ultimate player in Georgia. How have you been, man?
I've been good, man. How about yourself?
Uh, just chilling, trying to do be as productive as possible. We're all trying to get either unemployment, the stimulus check, or trying
Yeah,
to make that side hustle.
nah, I got you. I mean, luckily I haven't lost my job since this whole thing started.
Same.
Yeah, it sucks that I haven't been able to do nearly as much Smash, but I've been doing other things.
Of course.
I've been trying to keep myself busy.
Of course. Um, Granted, we still do have the Thursday local at
Yeah,
404.
yeah, we're fortunate enough to still have a local in our area, and
Mhm.
I mean, I try to keep myself to do it like once a month because I don't want to keep myself nearly as exposed all the time. I don't want to go every week.
True.
Plus, I've taken up I've been playing poker a lot lately, so I've been
Oh,
doing that on
nice.
Thursdays. It's fun, but
Nice.
I still try to go out once a month to play and see how it's going, and
Yeah, check up on the
I do okay.
community.
Yeah, for sure. Just see how
Mhm.
Greg's doing and see how all the people who go are doing. It's
Mhm.
fun.
Like, not trying to be too rusty, like.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
Mhm.
it's every time I go, it reminds me of how much I miss it and how much I really care about it.
Yeah, of course.
Because I kind of forgot about how much I cared about it over the last like 4 or 5 months, and I finally went back
Yeah,
to it.
because we were all on strict quarantine,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like I'm not trying to
I
meet
wasn't
up with
going
anybody.
anywhere for like the first couple months of quarantine. My mom wouldn't let me go. Like I couldn't even
Yeah.
go to my
Yeah.
friend's house.
And I think that is one thing that is a detriment for this community and specifically because the age group for Smash is pretty wide ranging. Like
Yeah,
we have preteens like who have their parents take them to locals like for the
yeah,
weekend or
exactly.
after school, and these people can't have a chance to interact with the community, get their skills up, all their and they can't afford to have like a streamer setup or
Yeah,
some of them don't even have ethernet, so the only time that they can get decent practice is going to the local or like calling up a few buddies and meeting up, doing
yeah.
some
I mean
scrims.
that's how it was for me for a while because only up until recently my internet was terrible. My internet was
Mm,
awful for like most of the quarantine, so I wasn't really playing a lot of Smash because I just felt like I would just get frustrated every time I played online. Because
yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't have good internet, well, actually, like I had an Ethernet, but my internet
yeah.
was so bad that it didn't matter. So
Mm,
it's like if you don't have good internet right now, then you're not going to be playing a whole lot of Smash is the issue. Or if you don't have like good consistent offline practice partners that you don't
mm-hmm,
mind playing with, because
mm-hmm.
there's not really a whole lot of things to do. Like we have like Georgia has like one local in Atlanta
Yeah.
that's still going that you could go
Mm-hmm.
to on a Thursday, and besides that, there's like nothing else. You'd have to play online.
Yeah, because everything that's been bigger is usually in Atlanta, and that city has been just completely like quarantined for
Well, yeah.
even now, pretty much.
Well, luckily, like most of the stuff was never like directly in Atlanta.
True.
Like 404 is like on the outskirts in like
Hmm.
Doraville, which is like
Hmm.
right on the edge of Atlanta,
Yeah,
and like a
it's
lot
like
and there was
in between Gwinnett and like those
yeah,
northern areas.
and
Hmm.
there was a lot of stuff going on in Gwinnett. Like Duluth was like a big place for Smash for a while, and
Hmm.
Marietta has always been really big for Smash, and
Hmm.
but I don't think that they're doing anything at the moment. So
No.
the only option right now is going to 404.
Yeah, and
But
even that option is like for a lot of people it would be risky to them
yeah,
because
exactly. Like a lot of people wouldn't even want to do it, which I completely respect
of
and
course,
understand.
like you gotta respect their, concerns and
Yeah,
about getting
exactly.
sick or getting other people sick. It's just nothing you can really do other
Yeah.
than, get temperature checked, sanitize. Like,
Yeah, which he does.
oh, of
But
course, Greg does a great job.
have you been since it started?
I went um, a couple of days ago
Oh, did
just
you
to
really?
check up on it, and I was just very surprised that like, wow, there's still a lot of people,
Yeah, I
like
mean, there's
decent
still. I
amount of
mean,
people.
I'm glad that he's been able to like keep the business alive.
Oh, for
It
sure,
sucks
guy's a
because like,
hustler.
yeah, he he was telling me that the only reason that he's like still up is because he had to like double the venue fee, unfortunately. But I mean, no one really cared,
I
and
mean,
like,
it all
it's not
just
a
goes
big deal.
back.
Yeah, I mean, it was only like $5 before, but now it's $10, and he feels bad, but I mean, it's all what he had to do. So because he doubled it, it's able to like help compensate for the amount of people, less people coming every week.
True.
But I mean, we still have enough people he was telling me he was still able to get his rent paid, and he's good right now. So, he's not worried about it.
No,
that's good.
As even for him, who's kind of in like a dire, like kind of predicament, and it's only really him that can only support himself because he's the only like major employee for that.
Yeah, he's the only person that works there. Yeah.
It really requires a lot of effort on his part, but also he does need the support of the community so he can commit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all a equal payout,
Yeah, for sure.
Exchange.
He gets. Yeah, I'm just glad he's doing well.
Yeah. However, I want to point out that a lot of majors were canceled.
Yeah,
and nobody has an idea of when the next offline major will ever be.
Yeah, whenever that's gonna happen. I'm hoping it'll happen sometime in 2021. I mean, I'm just kind of waiting. It sucks that Pound had to get canceled, and
MomoCon.
MomoCon.
Evo.
Yeah. Oh my god. Evo.
Oh my god.
Fucking no SmashCon this year.
Yeah.
Like
everything, every big one. Gommel was like online, right?
Yeah, Gommel. Yeah, exactly. It's just like all the majors just had to get postponed, which sucks.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But
like I was getting super hyped for Final Saga.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I feel so bad because I knew a couple people who were going to be going to that who were getting they were getting air ticket, like they were getting free flights. They were on the compendium and they got free flights out, and then like there were some people there's just one dude from North Carolina who was going to get to go, and he'd never been out of state before like that, and he didn't get to go. It sucks. He never got to like travel to California or anything.
Yeah,
felt bad for him.
Some terrible news, but I think people are trying to be resilient, be persistent. A lot of these top players have gone into streaming.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, and especially with all the the things that happened where a lot of like the biggest streamers kind of got into some scandals and are now not a part of the community. On the bright side, it's let a lot of the smaller streamers get a lot more traction. Like they're like a lot of the people who were kind of like not nearly as popular as some of the old bigger streamers have been able to like Fatality.
Yeah.
Just some local examples like and Charlie the King.
Yeah.
He's also
these are people who are grinders, like they've been doing this since like Melee days.
Right? Well, I don't know how long Fatality's been playing. I think he's been playing since like PM. But okay. And then like Charlie started in Smash 4, but like I know it's just more like they've been streaming for a long time. They've been streaming since Smash 4. It's just that their streams didn't blow up because there were so many other people to watch. And recently, everybody's kind of with the need for a new with new big streamers. It's allowed a lot of the smaller streamers to kind of like get more popular and gain some traction, and it's been really good for them, which is nice.
I mean, anything that makes it so they can focus more on providing content or showing their skills is, a net positive all around.
Yeah, exactly.
However, I do want to address the sexual misconduct from the premier members of the community. Like these were people that were on a pedestal. Like exactly. They couldn't be touched. Like and I don't want to name drop anybody because this is a terrible incident, and everything is a case by case basis.
Yeah.
And I was just more like surprised by how 180 it went for them.
I mean, it was just like after like 1 week, it was just one after the other. Like everybody was getting hit. Crazy. Like, a bunch of people that you'd never expect to be talked about or whatever. I mean, it was wild. I couldn't everybody was in shock, and people couldn't I knew plenty of people who couldn't sleep for like a week because people
all the stress,
people they'd looked up to and people they'd known for years had just all of a sudden been shown to be awful people, and it's crazy.
And it also is detrimental to the people who didn't do anything either, because there is a survivor's guilt almost where they're like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a phone call randomly.
Very good. I didn't even hear it.
So, sorry about that. Just gonna ignore it.
You're
But yeah, but these there were a lot of pro players and top people in the community who weren't involved in this at all. But now people who want justice, people who want answers are reaching out to them and being like, and saying stuff like, hey, how did you not notice? How could you let this happen? Like, why didn't anybody say anything? And it's a lot of just finger blaming, like finger pointing.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, it's like, you shouldn't be pointing all the blame on the people who like weren't even like, there were plenty of people who just didn't even know shit about it.
Of course.
Like, no one really knew about any of it. Like, there were like rumors of a couple of things happening for a while, but nothing ever got like, it was all pushed under the rug, and none of it was ever actually, admitted, and all of it was that, like, like it's things that had been accused but never like actually came to light. And then once it all did, it was just kind of like, wow.
Yeah. Like, I've never seen so much like toxicity from some of these like players that are like just went full on board. I played with these guys, I've hanged out with these guys, but now that these allegations have risen, no more. You're done.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Well, it's a business decision and a smart decision and a moral decision for sure. And I'm not putting anything against that decision, but I am saying like, it just very surprises me, like, because I thought the Smash community was a lot more casual, like just more grassroots. Like,
I mean, it is. It's just that,
no,
like,
it is for sure.
A lot of the people aren't going to be like, you have to like draw a line somewhere. Because like, if you find out that these people that you've known for so long are doing all this without you having any idea, they've been lying to you for years, it's even if you consider them your friends, it's kind of like, it's not something that you should just be, kind of like roll over and be okay with after a while. I mean, it's messed up.
No, these are terrible accusations and incidents that happen. Like, all of my condolences and emotions are to the victims. These are like, they are victims
for sure.
And it's just becoming so much like, how I can't trust you anymore. Like, you were friends with this pro who did this. How could you? It's just like, everybody is just so
a lot of people are just, like,
untrustworthy now.
Some people are just like pointing fingers at people who don't deserve to have fingers pointed at them. Yeah. Like Tweak had. Even if he did, like Tweak for sure, because it's like, a lot of people for a little while were like, why didn't you do anything if all this stuff was happening inside of your house? But I mean, he either didn't want to say anything because he was just like, he never took part in any of it, but he either didn't know about it, or he like, if there was like one of the things that he knew, he was just like, I don't want to like, he didn't want to be held responsible for ruining someone's entire career, I'd imagine, which is fair.
Yeah, because you're in a very.
I don't want to speak on his behalf because I don't know the whole situation.
No, for sure.
Like, I've read into it a little bit, and but I know what you're saying. Like, there's definitely a lot of like finger pointing, and people are like, just want something to be done, but like, and it is going to be done. It's just that it's all happening in a time where there's not really a whole lot that's going to happen anyways. Like, saying that people are banned for X amount of time doesn't really mean anything when there's not anything going on. You know what I mean?
Because there's been some more, I would say, like, tension once the bans were released, and there were very different lengths for these bans for certain players compared to other players, and I think that got a lot of people thinking, like, what's going on? Why is there being some kind of favoritism?
Oh, for sure. Well, I don't know. It just sucks.
It is a crazy situation.
Yeah, I was like, the whole situation, there's just so much to unravel and talk about with each individual person. It's like, for how long it's been going on, and this and that, and how severe some of their stuff was, and yeah, it was just kind of wild.
Yeah, it is very wild times, and it really disappoints me that Nintendo had to step up and even make a statement saying, hey, we know that there are things happening in the competitive side of our game. We do not condone any form of violence
Did Nintendo actually have to say something about it?
Yeah, they actually like made an actual Twitter statement
did they?
about these allegations. Yeah.
I never saw that. I'd have to oh shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never saw that. I need to go look into it.
Yeah, like that broke my heart. It was like, oh my goodness, like we have failed, like like we have failed as a community. But I think that like these failures can lead to, people opening up their minds and understanding that certain behavior is not normal. Certain behavior should not just be ignored, and we should address it for the protection of members of the community as members of the community.
Yeah, I just looked it up. You're right, they did make a statement. I never saw that. I don't know why. I don't know how I never saw that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, man.
Well, I mean, it makes sense though. They've got to defend their own. They've got to defend their property. They got to defend their image. And it's not like, I mean, and to be fair, even if Nintendo does like, abandon their support of whatever, it's not like, Smash has never survived without Nintendo.
Yes. No, for sure.
I was like Smash, like Melee and, Brawl and all the competitive scenes have survived. They survived for, like 10, 15 years without any kind of support from Nintendo. So, I mean, even if we didn't have them on our side in the end, that we don't, it's not like we'd need them anyways.
True. I do agree with that statement, but it just seems like, man.
Yeah. For sure. It's kind of wild that they even had to say something at all.
Yeah. It just makes it so that they become even more distant.
Yeah.
And that just kind of,
oh, for sure.
makes you feel like, oh man, the climb up of Smash Ultimate, is like getting delayed or going on a downhill. Because there was supposed to be an actual circuit for Smash Ultimate.
Oh my god, that was gonna be so cool.
It was gonna be so amazing.
I was so excited. Because I was gonna be at multiple of those tournaments, and I was like hoping I'd do well. I really wanted to redeem myself from. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the end goal, but I don't know if I'm quite there yet. But I know that I really wanted to, like last year at SmashCon, that's like the worst I've ever played in a tournament ever. And I really wanted to go back and redeem myself after last year because I don't know. I didn't feel like I deserved to play that bad. I think that's the only offline tournament I've ever played that I went 0-2 in Ultimate was at SmashCon.
Wow.
Yeah, I played terrible. But like, and that's also the only major in Ultimate that I've entered and didn't make it out of pools. So like, I really wanted to go and redeem myself this year, but I, didn't have the chance. It was really unfortunate.
And it's really unfortunate that what the pandemic has done, because there's a lot of, for people who don't know about like the FGC community, the main thing that drives people is the history, the storyline. It's like the redemption arc, the rivalry, like the upsets.
It's a lot of one-on-one. Yeah, there's a lot of the time there is like a lot of like history and backstory, and there's a lot of storylines and stuff going on for FGC, because because it's not like a team, it's not like you're sitting down and playing with your team and hoping that and you guys are like it's like an individual journey.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
like the UFC.
Yeah,
almost like it's like the UFC is probably the most comparable sport I can compare Smash or
I know
most fighting games,
because you're not on a team. You're you. You're your own marketability.
Of course.
I know what you mean.
And you have like, like amazing fights like that people want to see, like McGregor versus Diaz. And it's the same thing as like if we see like the next Evo and it's MK Leo and Tweak again.
Yeah, Leo versus Tweak. I mean, that set was like iconic. Like Leo versus Tweak at Evo was like close. It was one of like the most iconic sets in Ultimate for sure.
Like I was crushed when
everyone was.
All grass to Leo though. Like
I mean, Leo clutched it.
Guy's a beast.
But it for sure. Like everybody was watching and wanted Tweak to win. He was up 2-0 on winner's side of Grands.
Yeah.
In a best of 5, and then reversed
Leo
3-0'd,
reset the bracket.
He got reversed 3-0'd and then lost like 3-1 and lose in the loser side of the bracket. And I was like, oh my god, that was such a it was like, and he was this crazy. He was like this close to winning, and then he like in game 3 too, and then Leo clutches on him, and then just
saying after that
rolls
Evo,
over him the rest of
everyone wanted Joker nerfs. Just saying.
Well, yeah, I know, but you got to think at the same time, it's like there is no one else on the top 50 that mains Joker. Leo's the only person in the top 50 that even.
And the guy's like that. Guy's a Swiss Army knife. He picks up any character. He's like great.
Yeah, he can play any character to any he can play like any of his main characters. Mm-hmm. It's not quite to the degree of Tweak, where Tweak can literally become a top player with any character he picks up.
True.
I think that Tweak is definitely the guy who can play any character and beat top players with them because he's just that
playing Diddy Kong lately.
Yeah, like he's been playing Diddy, and I remember back at DreamHack, he was playing K-Rool right after K-Rool got those buffs, and then he was playing. He's played Banjo, he's played PT. PT. He's played Wario, obviously. He's just played so many characters. He is You're right. He's like a Swiss Army knife. He can just do whatever he wants whenever he wants, and he get results with whatever character he plays.
I think that's one thing about Smash Ultimate that is different from all the other Smash games is that the roster is so big.
And it's so diverse. It's
sure.
you can pick up like any character and like get decent results with them as long as you're good enough at the game.
Yeah, because it's a lot of it is matchup knowledge, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if you get you're gonna play against so many Palutinas, so many Inklings, that frame data becomes ingrained in you. But then if you go against like a really hype Kirby or like a Mii fighter or like, you could potentially that matchup knowledge.
Yeah, it's like if you don't know matchups against like that's the thing about this game is that you can play like any high top tier you can solo main like any high top tier for the most part as long as you have as long as you're good enough at the matchup. But you have to be there's like 70 plus 80 matchups that you need to learn. So if you don't know how to fight, you can know how to fight like Palus and like Joker and Pikachu and all that. But if you don't know how to fight, I don't know, like like Mii Sword Fighter or like Shulk or like those Game & Watch or those more uncommon characters, you're just gonna get steamrolled whenever you fight against them. There's so much to learn, which is fun. I don't know. That's something that I really like.
I mean, it promotes consistency.
Well, yeah, there's just always so much to learn. It also promotes like upsets because if you don't if you're fighting some
very true
if you're fighting some like I'm trying to think like who's some like really uncommon character like Pit.
Okay, I got one.
Like a Pit.
Well, the Buzz has been playing Pit lately.
Well, yeah, but he's the only. I mean, they're the only. That's the thing is that like Pit's been super underrepresented in this game. True. I can't think of like the only people that I can think of besides the Buzz that play Pit that are like really good are like the Kira Flags that people would people would recognize. The last time a really good Pit player played the game was in Smash 4 back when Earth was on the PGR, and that was like PGR V2, and then he hasn't. Like really, he either dropped Pit or he hasn't really been been playing the
game. One notable example of this, I would say, is Brood from Japan.
Oh yeah,
he's a Piranha Plant player, and he went to Umebaro and got second place. That. And it was amazing to just watch his.
It's really cool to see somebody like that who's like really good with a character that nobody plays. And like Diz, like I know like Diz JMO from Florida is also really good with Piranha Plant. Like getting to see like characters who are super underrepresented do well, or like Kirby Kid with K-Rool he is amazing. He's super good. I mean he's like probably he takes sets off of Captain Zach on the regular. And they're at their locals, and like he comes online and he's getting top 8 at these crazy events because K-Rool, who's widely regarded as like
the bottom
bottom tier, one of the worst characters in the game. But maybe not after these buffs, because those like the buffs that he got in the most recent patch were like really big for him.
Yeah, I honestly thought like the main thing K-Rool needed was a belly buff.
Yeah, and he got it, and he got that, and he got the armor on the crown throw. That was huge for him too.
Oh yeah. Just like makes his like zoning and like
well, yeah, I mean it just means that you can't like even if you challenge his crown throw, you might still get hit. Like even if you hit him with something strong, like you can armor through like Arsene Becker and still like like it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is great that we are in a patch. That Nintendo has been getting better with their patches. They're learning.
I agree.
it really does feel like the longevity of the game is like so long.
I mean,
like,
the game feels great to play right now, honestly. I mean, this most recent
no,
patch has been awesome. I love
yeah.
it.
I love
I've been
Small
having a
Battlefield.
lot of Oh yeah, I also
Oh
love
my
Small
god.
Battlefield. The fact that they put that in at all, so like it took nobody was ready for it.
Yeah. And I have some people who are like, oh, we don't need Small Battlefield in the competitive like scene.
They're
Like we
stupid,
have
dude. Small
PK2.
Battlefield is
I'm
Small
like,
Battlefield is so fun, and
it's
it's also
really fun.
very different from Pokemon
Mhm.
Stadium.
Just the
It is
fact that the
not the same
platforms are
thing.
so close to the ledge.
Yeah, they're
Like,
close to the ledge, and they're also a lot closer to each other. You can like
mhm.
jump between the platforms. You can't do that on
Yeah.
PS2.
Yes, very true. But going back to how there are so many characters in the roster, I think that one thing that has popped up from Smash Ultimate in terms of toxicity is rage and almost like a lack of respect for anybody who mains a certain character.
Oh well, I
Like,
think that's stupid. I think
no,
that
I think
people
that's ridiculous too. I think that's just
I feel like people should not like. I mean, obviously, you can be upset at a character and like the way that they're designed, but you shouldn't get mad at somebody for playing the characters that they have fun
mhm.
playing, or for
Or they
using
want to get better at
yeah,
and show that the character
yeah,
is actually sick.
or
Like Best Ness.
or even Best Ness. Like people like I respect Best Ness as a player. I think that his Ness is like super fucking cool. But
Oh
I
yeah,
don't. But most people see Ness and they're like, man, Ness is so lame. Ness is so
side B.
all he does. Yeah, side B up. Mash.
Mhm.
Like it just feels like. But then Best Ness like kind of like shuts them up sometimes because he's so he's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
like
then like
great player.
yeah, for sure. And then you just like I don't know. I know what you're saying because there's like lots of like because I play Game and Watch and a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, but there are like plenty of people who will be like, yeah, who can call me carried or whatever, and I'm like, well, I mean, I've been playing this game for so long, and I know I'm good at this game. I can play. I play plenty of different.
You have that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident in my own gameplay.
And have the thick skin to just like repel it off. Just be
Yeah,
like, oh,
and
you're just a
luckily
complainer.
Georgia doesn't really call me carried or whatever. The people the people that I care about don't think that I'm bad at this video game, as far as I know. They don't think that I'm bad at the thing that I put my heart and soul into.
I mean, that's the thing about the FGC community is that there's so much like trash talk sometimes, but they never want to say it in person.
Mhm.
Or and to me that's not the point of trash talk, bro. The point of trash talk is to hype something.
Yeah, for sure. It's not
to ever put down on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see that like when a certain pro player switches characters and switches to a character that might not be as popular or liked, they get hate because they're getting results with that character and abandoning the last character. Like Zach Bray, he's been playing a lot of Rob. And
he can play whoever he wants. I mean, you got to use the tools that are presented to you to be able to.
And there is a meta.
I mean, everybody's given the same tools to be able to do it, and it's not like you couldn't play this character. Everybody, all the characters in the game for a reason. If he wants to play somebody, or if he feels like he's gonna do better against one person because he plays this character, then more power to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that there are a lot of characters in this game that a lot of very intellectual and experienced players believe that these characters are really strong, but we just haven't seen somebody unlock that potential of that character and just get like major wins.
Oh yeah, like
Shulk, I think.
Or Shulk, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Shulk,
well, I mean, everybody knows that Shulk is really good. It's just that nobody has quite like picked him up for who's like good enough to like really push him super far. I mean, like I can think of like maybe a couple of really good Shulk players off the top of my head, but like I don't know. A lot of them are just the thing. A lot of the Shulks are also like Wi-Fi players. A lot of
I believe that. I mean, everyone's a Wi-Fi player right now.
Yeah, well, I mean that's true. But even like before quarantine, like a lot of the Shulks were Wi-Fi players. There aren't a lot of like super good offline Shulks. Is the thing.
Okay.
Like I can't like there aren't any like amazing Shulks in Georgia that I can there aren't that are like picking up the character and really pushing them.
We have Sonics, we have
we have
Roy's,
we got
Clouds,
Falcons.
We have Falcons. We have a Bowser.
Yeah, we have Hell. Oh my God. Well, we have so many Bowsers.
Oh, dude, so many Bowsers.
So many Bowsers.
So many Bowsers.
After quarantine started and 404 started coming back, the what is it? I don't know if you like keep up with the results of the tournaments or whatever, but like Sakana started winning those locals even over like Stash and Omega whenever they would go. That was blowing my mind. I was like, wow, That's crazy. And I really wanted to play him.
That's like, I love that because it's lighting a fire.
Yeah.
In these people, it's like, yo, who is this kid? I just got smashed.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show him what the fuck is up. And it's great. It makes people come back. It makes people see, like, yo, everybody's like making like a commotion over this player that I've only seen once. Who is this guy?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was like a Maji kid. He would go to a lot of Maji tournaments, and then
I've never been to Maji actually.
It's awesome.
Just do the schedule.
I mean,
sounds great, bro. Like,
I mean, it was a great
Smash,
tournament. I mean, it was one of my favorites. But yeah, it was awesome. It was one of my. It was like it was one of my the highlights of my week because Thursday would be like the like, you know, it was like the serious local that you take seriously, that, you know, you go there to get your results, and then Fridays at Maji were just like, you know, it's your day to chill. You get your free boba. You get to chill out with your friends. You get to play some Smash. You know, the competition's not nearly as like tight. I mean, it was some weeks. I'm not gonna say that, you know, the Maji kids are not terrible. It's just
I'm not like, I'm pretty sure once you got to top 8, like
once you break into top 8, then the competition, no, for sure. Like once you break into top 8, then the competition got a lot more tight. But the you know, like I
think it's just a great idea. Like,
either way, it was still pretty sick.
Yeah, like shout out to that Korean June.
Yeah.
I think he's awesome. I think he's the organizer of that.
Yeah, June is the guy who put it all together.
Yeah. It sucks, man. Like people who like June, who were TOs and trying to like make these communities come together, like now are just seeing like, oh, nobody wants to play Smash, or people can't play Smash because their parents or their own like or their safety, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the only option we have right now is to play on Wi-Fi.
And I think Nintendo did address, like, I'm still waiting for those servers, man. Like, there's no reason. It's 2020.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst one. If you have good internet, it's not the worst thing on the planet. But I agree. Like, you know, they could. I think the issue might be like also the Switch itself is probably just like not amazing for online. Is the thing.
Maybe just Wi-Fi. Like, maybe just strictly Wi-Fi.
I think that like Switches need to get remodeled, not really remodeled, but like I think that we need
pro version.
Yeah, like almost. We need to get like a more updated Switch with like better hardware or whatever. Because I just think that it's not. I feel like the game the game lags when you're playing like in Smash, like even like offline, like there. So that's why we can't play on Fountain, or that's why we haven't for forever. Like, you know, because
I think they recently just patched that, but I'm not.
Well, yeah, and they did, but you know, it's still like that's why it wasn't in the beginning of the game, was because it just wasn't. It would just lag and it made people upset. It made people sad. But
okay, let me get your hot take on the on stage striking and counter picks and starters. With inclusion of small battlefield, and I think a lot of people want to change up the meta so there isn't as many large stages for timeouts and
exactly camping. I agree. I think that we should either just add it into the stage list or take out something like
because Mewtwo King had a crazy like
I actually haven't watched the video. I saw it recommended, but I haven't like watched it. I think that we definitely need small battlefield though. Regardless of what happens, we need it. I was like, you either add it in and have it be like, you know, like 3 bands, which I've always been on board.
I think that's what Mewtwo King said. He wanted a larger pool of starters and counters, but he also wanted 3 stage strikes instead of 2.
Yeah, for sure. I think that 2 stage strikes on like 8 or 9 stages is ridiculous.
Yeah, because you're using 2 on Lilat and
it's
FD.
like you're using both. Like exactly, it's like if you don't want to, it's like you're using them both on either small stages, like, you know, the few small stages you have. Or you're using them on the big stages. Like you're using them on 2 of the, like, you know, million big stages that we have on the list. I mean, I agree. I think that I think it needs to be put in. I don't agree with anybody who would say that we don't think that small battlefield deserves a place in the meta, because I think it's super good. It's really fun.
It's due to conformity, and also just people don't want to start using their brains. Like for
it might just be because they're not comfortable on it yet, or they don't want to. Like, I mean, there's probably a couple of reasons, but they're not good reasons. I think that I think that it definitely deserves a place. I don't know if it needs. I don't know if we need to take anything out, but I think that we definitely need to put it in.
Okay. What is your feeling on WarioWare
No, it's stupid.
Castle Siege?
They're bad stages.
They're both bad. Okay.
I wish that WarioWare was not bad because that stage is awesome.
Yeah.
But like the blast
zones
are way too small.
Mm-hmm. Like people are doing like Marth combos from the edge and with the tipper side B and just getting kills at 30 or 20.
Yeah, I was like, I can just kill somebody at like 30 or 30, 40, 20 with like Roy or Ganon. Like you just hit them with any like hard hitting attack and they die at some stupid percent at the ledge. There's just no reason. There's no way we can put it in. It's not like we didn't try. Pretty much every stage list when the game came out ran that WarioWare because everybody really wanted to play on it, and then it just sucked.
Yeah,
very few people were like, "This, we need this." Like the game. I mean, the stage list is just it just doesn't need it.
And they apparently did fix Lilat too. So
I heard that there
slope doesn't clip with hitboxes anymore.
Yeah, you don't get nearly as screwed over.
People are still gonna complain about Lilat.
Well, I mean, yeah, because sometimes it looks like sometimes it looks like you should grab the ledge when you don't. But I've been dealing with that since Smash 4 when it was way worse. So I don't really mind. I can deal with Lilat. I'm not a huge fan, and I don't really play on it on my own. But I mean, in a bracket setting, I'd deal with it because it's necessity.
Okay, how do you feel about Yoshi Island Brawl? With the slope and the one big platform.
Oh, that's all. It's a bad stage.
Bad stage. Okay.
I don't know if you knew this, but you can't jab block on slopes, and the whole stage is a slope. So you can't jab block anybody. Okay. Well, it is super stupid, and the blast zones are also kind of small, and it's just there's so many weird interactions that happen because the whole stage is a weird slope.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good stage.
Because as a cloud player, that stage, sometimes you get some janky blade beam interactions.
Also the fact that I know what you mean, and the fact that the ledges are sloped super far down is really odd. I don't like it. I don't mind Yoshi's Story.
I don't mind that one.
Yeah, Yoshi's Story Melee, the one with Randall or whatever that we don't see Randall, but he's there somewhere. Yeah. But he that one I don't mind that. I think that's necessary because we need small stages. And that's
I agree completely. I hate watching a timeout.
I don't hate watching a timeout personally because I feel like there's so much that goes into a timeout a lot of the time. I don't know, whenever I watch Wrath time out somebody at a major, I think it's so fun. I've always really enjoyed those sets personally.
Well, okay, let me clarify and say, if it's a timeout where there's actual mindfulness and personality going into it, this guy's doing it because not just because he desperately wants this win, but he believes that it's the most tactical way of winning. Yeah. I'm not gonna denounce him for wanting to win.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It depends on the timeout. It depends on the character. It depends on how they're doing it. I don't know. But I don't think that timeouts are the worst. I think that there's a lot of effort that has to go into timing somebody out because not getting hit is definitely a skill.
Oh, for sure. That means you have good spacing. You have good reads. You are very good at noticing flowcharts and patterns. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I think it's about an hour in.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so, bro.
Oh wow.
It's 1:37. Do you want to do any shout outs or anything just to wrap this up?
Well, I've always been really appreciative of all the people who've been able to get me where I'm at. My crew, Kuma, has been awesome, and the
Kuma gang,
gang. Kuma crew represent and then Greg at 404. I don't know if I ever told you, but he got me back in January. He paid for me to go out to KIT in Tennessee.
Really?
It's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, he paid for my everything. He that trip was free. He got me. So he's been great to me, and I've always really appreciated him. And he was gonna pay for me. He paid for my MomoCon ticket too, but that never happened. Man. So
all right.
But yeah.
All right. Well, that was Dusk, top Smash player in Georgia, Roy and Game & Watch main.
Mm-hmm.
Check him out in 404 Esports, sponsored by Recursion on Thursdays. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, bro.